that, or did they just send you?
No, you picked them.
You pick, okay.
You could pick them then. Yeah, they may not accept you.
Oh, you could apply.
Yeah, well, maybe they didn't like your record of what you had done in grammar school and stuff like that. But essentially, if you get your own transportation, you could go to any of them. Like Commerce, I had to take 2 streetcars, transfer streetcars to get there.
When you were 16?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Wow.
no. First, I was still out in the orphanage.
Oh.
I started, high school at 14, I
14,
think.
yeah.
And so I take 2 streetcars, back and forth.
And
And
they must have matured faster back then.
it was something else. So when I joined the Navy, a lot of guys complained about the regimentation and all that sort of thing. Hell, to me, it was a piece of cake. I said, this is like a day off from the orphanage. I don't have that warden on my back,
So you just got the Navy guys now.
Yeah, but after that guy, these guys were easy. They were easy. Yeah. They barked loud, but they were bad. They made me a recruit petty officer. We had badges with the chevron, but the inside, the insignia, I think, was a eagle, not an eagle, some kind in there. But they called us, what they called us, damn it. It's been too long, yes.
The chevrons with an eagle on it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, petty officer.
So they signaled you out as special right off the bat then?
Yeah, he guys didn't like that, So, hey, I was the guy that handled all the Liberty cards. Oops, I lost your Liberty card, You better wait, I might find out later, but I'm busy. And I was in like in the office with a shutting door, so they couldn't get at me, Yeah.
So you joined the Navy at 17.
Yep.
Okay. Did you graduate from high school?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. That was the story too.
That's actually good because
yeah.
the guys who have not graduated.
Well, yeah, I didn't think of it too much till, I remember in '42, at the end of '42, I think it was around there, early '43, the flight program, I put in for aviation pilot, and the guy said, "You're a 10-year wait, and that everybody wants to be a pilot in the fleet." See, enlisted guys. So, for the flight program, regular aviation cadet program, it was 4 years of college. Then they were losing too many pilots, weren't getting enough guys in, so they dropped it 2 years of college. They still weren't getting enough. Dropped it down to high school, but I jumped on it right away. And I realized I don't have my diploma. So I wrote back to the headmaster at school, explained the whole situation. He says, "I'll take care of it." Then he said, "We ran into a problem. This one guy in, I forget, civics classes or something. I made all the arrangements. I left early to get, that's another story. These all work in, but geez, I got in on a minority cruise. Instead of 6 years, if I was on active duty before my 18th birthday, I'd only have to put 4 years in until age 21. And if I didn't like the Navy, I could get out. See, and 4 years instead of 6. That sounded pretty good. In the 30s, no war on yet.
Right.
There was a war in Europe and all that going on,
That's
but
long, far away.
yeah, they were the Japanese were doing all stuff in China. It's far away, but not that far. It's in the back of my mind later. So take it. So anyway, I made arrangements to get in on that, but I talked to the headmaster, and he was all for it. He was really good. He was in World War One, and he understood kind of things differently than the previous headmaster. I got a C in physics my first quarter there, and he wanted to throw me out. That's the old headmaster. So this guy was a little more understanding. Anyhow, I picked up on it all later. But coming from more as a business high school to a technical high school, took a little doing. Anyway, so I made arrangements. He said, we run the snag. One of them, I remember his name was Pivernitz, Mr. Pivernitz. I made arrangements with him. I took extra exams. My midterms were all A's. I sailed through. I did extra outside programs, you know, reports and things. And I explained the situation to him. He was all for it. Like all of them were. Everyone gave me my grade, but didn't downgrade it at all, except him. Gave me an incomplete.
Even after you'd arranged all that with him?
So yeah, and so he's the only one that could change it, though. See, the headmaster couldn't change it. So what he did, because I went to aviation, electrical ordnance school in San Diego, he, right out of boot camp, he gave me the amount of credits I needed to graduate. So he said, the heck with Pivernitz. He just did one of these executive privilege things and gave me the credit
Give you some, and then you
because
graduated.
because I showed him I had all the stuff, the paperwork from the school, electrical ordnance school. So,
Why the Navy?
I don't know. Well, San Francisco, they always had the Navy there, you know.
Navy presence.
Yeah, the presence. So I thought about the Army. I thought about Marines. Actually, when I graduated from Pensacola, my final instructor was a Marine. And he thought sure I was going to go in the Marines. And he wasn't a heck of a lot bigger than me. But I thought, you know, see, I just got to 5'7", that's all I got. And 5'7". And I didn't think that was enough for the Marines, so I stayed with the Navy. I was already in the Navy. We had a special order discharge. First, we had to sign up as Naval Aviation Cadets. Then they discharged us in that order, you know. The old chief said, "You don't think we're stupid, you know? We're not going to discharge you and then tell you, okay, sign up now, and you change your mind. You're out free, you know."
Oh, right. You have to be it's
Yeah.
a paperwork thing.
Yeah, so report to the draft board. You're 4F by that time, and those are little things come to mind. But
So when did you actually join the Navy? What was the actual?
April
April
41.
41. Okay. And so you joined the Navy. Now, where did they send you to boot camp?
San Diego, went to boot camp San Diego, and went to Class A school, electrical ordnance in San Diego. And then that was by that time, it was December. They gave me a leave, come back, stuck me on a oiler in November. And we went up to Long Beach and took on a fuel and aviation fuel in drums. We lashed them down on the deck. And it was a big tanker, old one, World War I tanker.
World War I vintage tanker. Wow.
Yeah. And there weren't any new ones coming out yet, so we were the ones. I noticed, incidentally, en route, I looked at, went through the whole ship, and I got to know the guys. This electrician took me down in the engine room and all showed me everything. So I got to know the whole crew down there, and they liked me. They didn't kick me out when I go down to cool off, or warm up or dry out. They knew me.
They could have.
Yeah, so these guys, yeah, it's good to have friends. Anyhow, I saw this one compartment, big compartment, big as this house, and then nothing in it. And I thought, and so I asked later, a bosun mate here, I said, I told him about that room. I said, "What? It's empty. What? It's not being used. What is it?" He says, "That's a long story." He said, "This is a World War I tanker. That's where we kept the captive balloon. That they shot the captive balloon up with a cable to prevent the German planes from strafing them too low." So he probably saw old pictures of a bunch of ships going along with a big little balloon up there. Yeah. Fair size, twice the size of the house.
And that kept them from being
Yeah, the cable, they'd hit the cable and the planes would snag the cable.
Oh, I see.
down them.
I see. The balloon would be up so high.
Oh, way up there, yeah, way up. There's a
blow it
big,
up to straight.
yeah, there's a big winch there.
I got it.
Yeah.
But how does the balloon
I'm sorry. To me, I'm sorry. Yeah. No, it's captive. You know, they bring them back down.
Right. Okay, I got it.
Yeah,
All
it's,
right. They able to reuse all their.
Yeah.
No, it's not the balloon itself. It was the cables.
He
that
said,
they didn't
yeah,
have
yeah.
in the
They didn't
air.
want to hit
Got
the
it.
balloon.
Well, that's
They wanted to keep the balloon.
That's pretty clever, actually.
Yeah, a lot of them did that.
I've never even heard of that. I've never heard.
Yeah, if you see pictures, World War I, a lot of ships in a convoy going on near Europe, and you see all these cables, cabled balloons up there. You know they're
not being
getting close.
festive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what was the name of your ship?
That one was a USS Ramapo. They're named after Ramapo. They're named after oil-bearing areas, the rivers in near oil-bearing areas.
Oh, where's Don? He'd love this.
The Ramapo, I forget where it was.
Oh, that's interesting.
I think it was Wyoming. I'm not sure.
Oh, Don might know.
Montana, somewhere in there. There's
So like, yeah. So yeah, where petroleum geologists would be interested.
yeah. Oh, they know. Yeah.
Huh. I never knew that. That's. I
Yeah.
never knew the Navy got so cute about naming ships. You know?
Oh, I can tell you about the whole thing. Especially at that time, carriers were named after significant historic battlefields.
Those
You know,
destroyed.
like the Enterprise, at Lexington, Saratoga. You know,
Oh, those were the aircraft carriers.
yeah, aircraft carriers. Battleships were named after states.
States, right.
Heavy cruisers were named after usually the capital of a state. And light cruisers were named for other significant states. Destroyers were named after heroes, you know, persons who were
Oh, right.
significant to Navy history. Submarines were named after fish. And that gets down to your yard-craft, I think, were named after birds, you know. So there's a whole thing,
What
huh?
about the mine ships, the
The
minesweepers?
minesweepers, I don't remember. I don't know.
That's getting
I
kind
should.
of low on the pecking order.
Well, I got down to the yard-craft.
Yeah, that's true. The oilers were named
Yeah.
after oil fields. That's hysterical. I didn't know they got that cute in the Navy.
Yeah, it was pretty. Everything had a meaning.
Huh.
Just
Okay.
like one time later on, I flew into Las Vegas. We had an airplane. It was a twin-engine Beech, twin tail. We kept it for instrument training because no sense using our big planes. You know, our operational planes use more fuel and everything. This thing ran forever, it seemed. And so we used that for non-operational flights. So our non-operational flight took us to Vegas.
Whoops.
And so we were landing there, and at the Nellis Air Force Base there. And I remember landing, and the tower told me to expedite. I said, "What does it mean? I'm going like hell down the runway." He says, "Expedite." So okay, but he says more. So I damn near, I could have taken off. I think I had the tail up. I was really zipping down there, and just as I spun off, two F-100s zipped right behind me. They launched them before I even got off the runway. And he says, your plane takes forever to get off, doesn't it? I said, it's just a trainer.
Just a train. What is
And
that?
so then when we were out there ready to come back, we were waiting for one of the guys who was late, I guess, and the sun beating down, so we're under the wing for a little, shadow, shade. And this old Air Force chief comes over, and he looked tough, big guy, and our guy smoking on a cigar or chomping on it. It wasn't lit. He's just chomping on it. He says, "Whose plane is this?" And I said, "That's ours." Uh-huh. He said, "Is that right? Is it Navy?" He said, "Yeah." And he said, "What kind of a plane is it?" We told him, and he's, "Holy smoke." He said, "Navy doesn't throw anything away, do they?"
Yes, they were saving money. Saving
Yeah.
taxpayers' money.
Yeah.